All right. Do you have 2 seconds to talk?
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about the conversation we had over the phone. Just a little bit of clarification. I had 2 things I wanted to bring up. First was, I think there might have been a misunderstanding in something based on the phone call and how it went. First, we're interested in buying a Santa Fe. And to you guys, you searched for us. I know you and Scott did all of that. And then you told me you couldn't find that color. Obviously, it's a big investment on us, all those things. So when you told me that, my wife's like, well, why don't we just go there and get it? And I was like, well, it's going to be more. So she wanted to know what that was. So I called, got that number, which of course it was more. I mean, I knew it would be. And then the next morning, so Wednesday morning, I texted you and said, hey, we're interested in the Hampton Gray, that type of thing. And I believe what happened was Buddy came down here and told you something that I had contacted them to try to find out what that price would be if we got it in the color that we want. And I feel like there might have been an emotional phone call made out of a confusion as to what I was trying to attempt there. We came to you guys first because obviously.
Well, you work here first.
Yeah.
Right? So
well, there's that.
You should be here for that. I mean, we pay your paycheck. So normally most people that work here, they try to buy here and try to give us a bit of the doubt. But also, you can take your money and go anywhere that you want. I've got a lot of time invested. I've sent out about 7 phone calls to different dealerships. I spent about 2 to 3 hours. And then to feel like after doing all that, when I could have been working other deals. And then the other thing about it was too, you told me to go get the vehicle. You asked me to get the vehicle.
Yeah.
But then the credit score came up as a 620, which I'm not even sure if I could have got that done. The last thing I would have done was want to go get that vehicle and then find out it was a 620 credit score.
We checked it, it's a 7.
Okay, that's a big difference.
Yeah. Excuse me,
620.
On this one?
Yeah.
He's bringing it today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a big difference between 620 and 700.
Yeah.
And I'm getting one too. That's why we always, just like you or anyone else, we work numbers with a customer based on what we think we got before we go get a vehicle. Otherwise, we're wasting each other's time.
Okay.
We're different than most dealerships. We don't jack people. We give them an idea of what their payments are and what they are before we go get it. Because if I went and got a vehicle for every time someone told me I had a deal, I wouldn't have any deals at all. Then they got here and they said, well, the trade's not enough. Well, you didn't qualify for the thing on there. So I didn't know that we were dealing with that too. But if you're 700, that's a different story.
Yeah. Okay. I just didn't want to feel like we were pressuring and choosing a different color vehicle when that was really what we were searching for, and it seemed like there might have been some emotions involved in that, and
but here's what
I really wasn't trying to do any of that, and I didn't want it to be that.
You and your wife would tell everybody, I bought a vehicle somewhere else. That would get back to our other sales associates. It would get back to Steve Gates or somebody like that and says, why can't we sell our own people? We don't even sell our own people. We can't. No wonder we're not selling cars. If we can't sell our own people, how can we sell anybody else?
Okay, I just didn't want there to feel like there was a pressure to have to purchase from you guys in a color that we just didn't. You told me you couldn't have.
Well, I couldn't got it.
I know, and I was completely fine with that. That's why we were doing what we did. But I feel like there's an extreme pressure to.
No pressure.
Make
you buy
that
a car anywhere you want to. No problem. Go. I mean, you can take your money and spend it wherever you want to. I understand that.
It just didn't seem like that through the emotions in the phone call, and kind of how this conversation has gone right now.
Okay. Fair enough.
I was not trying to undercut anybody. That wasn't the attempt. It was truly to show myself and to show her that, hey, if you want that color, it's another $2,000. Is it worth that? And obviously that's what we found out. And I know you said you worked on it. I know Scott worked on it. So I wanted to talk to both of you guys about it and just explain that if it wasn't that color, it wasn't a thing, but it seemed like there was a little bit of emotion.
If you get a vehicle, you buy another Hyundai somewhere else. I don't need it to get back to Steve Gates and everybody else, so we can't even sell our own people. It's a bad look on all of us. If If I bought a Hyundai somewhere else,
Mhm.
I think it'd be a bad look on myself and Steve Gates if I didn't try to get a car on there. Now, if it's with the same organization, that's correct. But you have
Would
the
you
right.
purchase a
but you
vehicle
have-
in a
you-
different color
you have
if
the-
you
you
not-
have the right
didn't
to
want
buy a
it?
vehicle anywhere you want to, Colin. You can go anywhere you want to buy a vehicle. If you want to buy a Hyundai somewhere else, that's more prerogative to you. That's great. And so, but when I'm doing dealer trades and I'm trying to get a vehicle, and then calls are made outside of that,
No, those were made afterwards. You told me you couldn't get it. That's why I called to see just what it was if I tried to purchase the vehicle outright. I've never made any phone calls before you told me that.
I knew where the vehicle was at. You were telling me where they were at. I know where they're at.
Okay,
I've got access to all that. So,
I understand.
just move on.
All right.